Here's my progress for the next project. A little bit of trial and error here going on, but I've got a technique worked out. Let's focus firstly here what I've got on the ground as far as the fabric manipulation that I'm working on. It's a little difficult to see. As you can imagine, it's just as strenuous to work on up close and by hand. But like I can show you this right here. I've got a grid system set up. The way that I am working this all through is first of all trying not to do everything so tediously given how much I have to manipulate, and I'll likely have to do a whole nother sheet of fabric about the same size that I've got going on right here for the backside, just depending on how much I end up needing. I'm trying to figure out and gauge firstly how much shrinkage I'm going to experience and how much I'll need to actually manipulate going this way, just so I'm not needlessly manipulating the whole entire length of the fabric and then not using a whole segment. So I've kind of spaced it out where I'm going to be essentially taking this in and this in, giving a 2-inch gap just to maintain my sanity. And I love the way that it's looking for this particular manipulation. It's going to be a very mermaidy kind of a gown that I'm making. So this will be the body, and I've actually got the sketch right over here. So I originally had a specific manipulation that was a little bit more tedious, but I've kind of simplified it to give a similar effect as what I've got over here, but without all the extra little steps to give it that particular shape. I think that it's coming along quite nicely regardless. And then for the tulle skirt right over here, of course, it's going to sit lower than the way I have it on my mannequin. This is just for the visuals that I can kind of work out as to how I want to attach it. I've decided that the best method to give kind of a blended effect is to do it handkerchief style. So I've got some squares cut out of tulle, and I'm going to let them drape with the purple ones coming down a little bit longer. I'm not sure if I'm going to maybe trim them to give a little bit more of a sharp look. I do kind of like the way that it looks with these little peaks coming down. I may want to incorporate a little bit more blue. Overall, I like the look. This is just going to be for visual sake, as that's actually going to be attaching to the bottom of the skirt. So it's not going to be positioned where I have it on my mannequin. It is meant to be a floor length dress, so of course that hem is going to come all the way down. And then I'm just going to obviously clean up and make it a little bit more streamlined, hopefully, because I do not want it to look like just messy tulle. If I could have gotten my hands on organza, I would have likely opted for that instead and maybe tried to dye it to give it an ombre, but we work with what we can get our hands on, right? So here we have that. I'm gonna be making it a little bit more dense though, because I do want the tulle to not be so see-through, so if somebody was wearing it, you wouldn't see their legs. So right now I don't like that I see that mesh cage right back behind it, just to give it a very full flared feel.